So we have a problem here where we're given directions that f is a function that takes a real number x and performs the following three steps in the order given. So we're going to find our function of x, so it's going to become f of x, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the square root of my x. So I'm going to take the square root of my x. That's step one. Step two, it says make the quantity, that would be this quantity right here, the denominator of a fraction with numerator 4. So when it talks about the denominator, that's the bottom, and the numerator is the top of my fraction. So step two is going to be f of x equals 4 divided by the square root of x. And then it says subtract 3. So then I'm going to take f of x, I'm going to take this quantity, and I'm going to subtract 7, not 3. So then the next part is that it asks me to find the domain of this particular function, and the domain of this particular function is restricted by what I have in my denominator here. So whatever is underneath the radical here, we have the square root of x. If I was just looking for the square root of x, the domain of that, I'm going to take whatever's under the radical and I'm going to solve the inequality where is x greater than or equal to 0. And then my interval notation would be from 0 to infinity. But in this case, we have the denominator, the square root of x is in the denominator. So we're not allowed to have x equal to 0 down here. If x is equal to 0, then my denominator makes my fraction undefined. So instead of x is greater than or equal to 0, we're just going to solve where is x greater than 0. So it changes my domain slightly in that I cannot include 0 as my answer.